back to the Young Talkers podcast, and this week we have some interesting news. Soham, do you want to begin?
Oh yeah, so first we have massive COVID updates around the world with COVID-19 vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine being approved in the UK. And that's big news because it's the first major country to approve such a vaccine and implement it into its population. And I'm fairly sure they'll first be giving it to essential workers such as doctors and caregivers and nursing homes to kind of protect them from coronavirus. And as the weeks go by, we'll be seeing the effects of the Pfizer vaccine on the UK population.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting to see because since they're like one of the big countries and one of the first few countries to actually allow it. And I think even India is on the path now, and they said that once it gets approved by the scientists, they will start giving it to the doctors and the health workers, and then to like the senior citizens and people with serious ailments.
Has made the breakthrough, and at the same time, the former three presidents of America have pledged, not exactly pledged, but are claiming that they're ready to take the vaccine on live TV, or are they ready to stream it live?
Yeah, they're planning to take it publicly so that the people can like trust the vaccine and because since they are such big people in the US, so people would actually think that it's safe to take it since they are taking it.
And speaking of the US, many big areas of our country is going under lockdown. So speaking for California, we're going under lockdown, I think December 6th, majority of California and other places like New York, they're reshutting schools, and overall COVID is making a comeback. Yeah, and the big thing about this one is that in the summer we're actually pretty lucky that it was hot. It wasn't flu season. Now we're seeing kind of like a twin demic. Like you have no idea. Do you have a cold? Do you have a flu? You have coronavirus. And if you don't know, you could put others at risk because you think you have the flu, but it might just be coronavirus. And that's why deaths are increasing, hospitalizations are increasing. Like I know our local hospital ran out of ICU beds. They're not giving ICU beds to high blood pressure patients or cancer patients. They're sending them to rural hospitals, which actually have worse care than city hospitals. So those are the deaths that are not counted in the coronavirus number, but in reality are deaths as a result of coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, the priorities that medical operatives now face are quite different than what it was about 8 to 10 months back. Now they have to decide whether they want to treat a coronavirus patient or a cancer patient. Apart from COVID, there's a big farmers' crisis at hand right now, and this rose because there was a new law or an amendment that was being passed by a government, which basically has been quite controversial. Most of the farmers feel that this law or this amendment is sort of diminishing their right to get a very basic pay. So for farmers, if you guys watching do not know this, uh, when their crops don't grow and they're not able to make money at all to like fulfill their needs of pay the rent, pay the electricity bill, water supply bill, they get this minimum pay basically from the government. It's something that they always get. They need to have that minimum wage fixed so that they don't commit suicide over depression, or they just don't uh, go rioting because they can't afford food or afford education. So they're given this minimum pay so that they can satisfy their needs at least.
I think the purpose of like these bills was originally that they would want to defeat the monopoly because at the Mandi there's like a system of monopoly that's about to form, and this was the primary reason for like the bill to be passed. But as they've realized that the farmers are actually pretty against this because it's having other consequences, and that's not having a good effect on them. And even the protest, like the to stop them, people our countries like using water cannons and things like that to stop them, because and we can see videos of them going all over the internet about how they're still not backing down, and the farmers are all coming together just for this bill. to not be passed.
And earlier, when the protest first began, it was isolated to Punjabi farmers, mainly Sikh farmers. But now we're seeing support from more and more farmers throughout the country and throughout the world. Like, for example, here, the Bay Bridge, a group of people blocked the Bay Bridge in support for these Indian farmers. And then Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, even tweeted out in support for the farmers. And I think their main thing is the main point is to deregulate the farming industry of India, right? And what farmers don't like is that Modi tried to assure them that we are not taking away the set price that the government gives you, but that did not change the farmers' sentiment because that was not in the text of the amendment. And the farmers, even the leaders of the protest, even mentioned we're ready to hunker down for 6 months. We have the food, we have the water, we have the supplies. We're willing to sit here for 6 months, and that could be devastating.
It's
Um,
actually showing how much you need people who are, who in your mind may be doing very meager jobs. Their jobs are not that they don't get paid that as much as you might think. But it's the importance of their jobs that should matter the most. What they do for us is basically our livelihood. We can't live without the food they provide us. So it's showing their importance in our lives.
yeah, and like exactly, even in other jobs, not just farming, like in many countries, grocery shop baggers were deemed essential workers. Grocery shops shelf people were deemed essential workers. Construction people were deemed essential workers. Like things work you think of as like kind of unimportant and daily tasks are actually essential when you take a second to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, in India, especially, like the people who clean our sewers, people who clean the gutters, they're also some of the most important people, especially in a country like Bombay, which have very small gutters and get a lot of rainfall. And if they don't clean them, then you could have blockage across the city. You could have, floods almost every day because the sewers get filled up, and they're the ones who take out the trash from there. uh, I don't know if you guys heard, but certainly things when it comes to space, astronomy, and technology, things are advancing at a new level. You know, Tesla just launched, I mean, not Tesla, SpaceX just launched their second crewed mission into the ISS, International Space Station, and this time with 4 people aboard. They had sent one a couple of months back, but that was only with 2 people. But they sent a Dragon crew launch, their second one, with 4 people aboard the rocket, and it arrived, it docked perfectly, and everything was safe. And side by side, we've just got like news that an astronaut successfully grew radishes in space in the ISS. So that shows that agriculture is important. It can be done and is possible in space. So that gives hope to a lot of people who are working on the Mars project that perhaps if it can be done in space, it can also be done in Mars.
Surprising is that in the same year they did two projects, and with both with people, and that's 2 people in the first one and 4 people. So that's, I think, what surprised a lot of people, that they've gone on 2 missions and that successfully with 6 people now.
And China, they collected lunar samples from the moon through their unmanned satellite. They're bringing it back to Earth. And for our astronomy fans, whoever likes to look at the stars, Jupiter and Saturn are the closest in 800 years until Christmas. So just watch out for the night sky whenever you can. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that was some very important things we would just like to inform you on for this week. We hope you had a good time watching us talk.
Yeah.
I think now we should just end this video. So this is the Young Talkers signing off. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, donate to Spark a Change, and share it. It would really help us out. We could gain more subscribers. We could have a bigger reach. We could expand ourselves into doing different things. So please go ahead and share these videos. Like, subscribe, comment down below. What did you think about what happened this week? I'm asking you to do a lot of things, but it's fine, right? See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.